coming to Taupō, there's a lot of good things happening. I have a hard time describing it because it's like food for the soul. It's a very, very different place. It's similar to wherever you find your mind at ease and where you get to rest. For me, New Zealand and also Hawaii are those places. Ironman New Zealand this year celebrated its 40th anniversary, and in a way, having done the half this year feels a little bit bad, but when I started going to New Zealand, it was 2014, and that was its 30th anniversary, and I've done the race 7 times, then we had a couple of breaks due to COVID, and also last year, Bones passing away. But it's a very special race. It's actually the second oldest Ironman after Hawaii. You must wonder why it's worth spending time on the plane for that long and flying down there if there's other places closer. And in a way, New Zealand is a quite unique place for me. It gives me a lot of peace of mind, a lot of clarity, and also happiness. And over 8 years, we built quite a nice set of friends over there. Part of it is the land, the energy I get from it. Part of it is the people, and then just having a really amazing race experience. And for me, that makes up why I end up every end of February and March packing up the bags, packing up the bike, and heading to New Zealand. Paul actually picked me up from the airport. It was a good week with Paul, and then on Sunday, Ezra joined us with Francine, Paul's wife, and we trained more, and we had a lot of fun and a lot of good cooking and catching up with friends. And then on Wednesday, the unfortunate thing happened that you try to avoid in race week, but it happens to every bike rider. There was a lot of concrete path, beautiful path to ride along. And there was one little asphalt bead on the road. And Ezra hit it, lost control of the bike, bumped into me. First bump was free. Second bump actually took me out. I went through the shrubbery, broke the helmet, had some abrasions, and then picked up the pieces. My bike actually took it really well. One of the brake levers was twisted, nothing that couldn't have been bent back into place. And so we very carefully rode home with a lot of shock. I sourced a new helmet in town, which ended up being the right size and the right brand, but ended up not being a very good helmet. Took it a little bit easier the next 2 days, and then on Saturday morning, race morning, we went into transition, set up transition, and the wind was very, very noticeable. The course itself is absolutely stunning. The water is crystal clear. Not as colorful as Hawaii, fish-wise, but you can see the ground at any point of the swim course, even on rough days like we had this year. After a bunch of high fives and high-fiving Wayne Reardon, who's the race director, 7:15-ish, I went into the waters and lots of waves. Got out of the water reasonably well, and then went to the bike, long transition, got to the bike, went out. The wind was a nice tailwind, appreciated on the way out. And after 29 miles, the wind became a wonderful headwind into the uphill section of the course. So the bike ride for me was very slow, partially because it was 1:45 to the turnaround, but then it turned out to be over 2:15, a little bit more than that, to get back up the hill against the wind, much slower than expected. And then went out for a run. And one of the things we discussed in the weeks before the race was to switch to trail shoes. Given my weight, the The other shoes, when they have a rocker feature, at some point the weight takes over and flattens the rocker. And when you have a trail shoe, some of them actually have the rubber layer all the way around. So there is no way for the rocker to actually flatten. Got to the finish chute, and there is spectators everywhere cheering you on and making the atmosphere truly special. And then the finish line is just crazy. It's a beautiful finish line. Lots of people lining the chute, and it makes for a truly special day. Apart from my best effort, I did not steer clear of the male pro field. So I had first, second, third, and the interview happen, and they closed off the finish line chute to make sure those guys have their moment in the sun for the full Ironman. And then afterwards, they let us out go, which caused quite a bit of a delay. Thankfully, Ironman does recognize that that's not a normal situation. And the fact that Ironman did recognize this as a qualifier, even though in time terms I did miss the cutoff, was really nice. So with that, I'm officially now validated for the 26th of October for the Ironman World Championships in Kailua Kona. So that's all taken care of. And to give you a little secret, 2025, last 2 weeks of February, you'll know where to find me.